Holly Vance, Persuasive Speech. Who do you march for? That is one of the main questions that you'll be asked when you decide to participate in a March of Dimes march. 15 million babies are born each year prematurely and 1 million will die. The March of Dimes Foundation is here to fight this fight. Founded in 1938 by President Franklin D. Roosevelt as the National Foundation of Infantile Paralysis, its main goal was to fight polio. Upon completion of this goal, the foundation decided to move on to other pressing medical issues. Renamed the March of Dimes Foundation, its new goal is to focus on the health of babies, specifically babies born prematurely and with birth defects. The March of Dimes Foundation fights this fight by hosting annual marches nationwide. Birth defects and premature birth affect millions of families each day. According to marchofdimes.com, the number one killer of babies is premature birth. Premature birth, as defined by the ScienceDaily.com article, Premature Birth, is any birth that occurs before 37 weeks. A normal pregnancy lasts around 40 weeks, and the shorter the pregnancy, the greater the risk of defect. Nicknamed preemies, babies born prematurely are often born with birth defects. According to CDC.gov, 120,000 babies are born each year with birth defects in the United States alone. Birth defects can affect how the baby looks and how the baby's body works. It can also affect both. Birth defects can happen at any point during a pregnancy, but usually happen in the first trimester. If a baby is born and then found to have a birth defect, special tests have to be run. Not all causes of birth defects are known. According to an NCBI article entitled Risk Factors of Birth Defects, a few causes may include the use of drugs, the use of alcohol, which can cause fetal alcohol syndrome, obesity, and the age of the mother. If mothers are 37 or older, they have a greater risk of having a baby with a birth defect. The best way to raise money for the March of Dimes Foundation is through fundraising. That is their number one way that they get the funds for their research. Their marches are hosted in major cities all across the United States. You can find information for your local March of Dimes march by either going to the March of Dimes website and typing in your address, or by a local flyer. Here I have a flyer that gives the when, April 14th, the where, which would be Woodwood Park, their distance of 3 miles, and the registration time at 8 a.m. and a start time of 9 a.m. It also gives information on how you can donate online or donate as a team, and it also gives information on how to register a team. Each march differs, and so does the distance. A march can be anywhere between 2 and 5 miles. Registration for marches are completely free, and there is no age limit. Children who are 10 or under often do a 1-mile free march, and then after that, the longer marches happen. Since registration is free, when you decide to march, you are asked to donate. There are different ways that you can donate. One way you can donate is by joining a team. Teams are groups of two or more people who come together and raise money, and at the end of their march, they are asked to hand over their donations. Another way that you can donate is not by walking, but by handing over old clothes. Most of the families who need the help of March of Dimes are not able to afford baby clothes because they are paying hospital bills. March of Dimes recently started their clothing donations and have set up locations all across the United States where you can drop off baby clothes. Another way to donate without actually marching is by donating monetary donations. These donations can be made either to a team member, if you know one, or online at the March of Dimes website. The main priority of the March of Dimes Foundation is premature birth and birth defects. Premature birth is the leading cause of death and can also lead to birth defects. The March of Dimes Foundation hopes to help this fight by hosting their marches and asking their marchers to donate. When they donate, the donations go straight to scientists. President Franklin D. Roosevelt didn't give up until there was a cure for polio, and that's still true today. The March of Dimes Foundation won't give up until all their questions are answered. Remember to ask yourself, who do I march for? And let that be your guidance when you are donating to this special cause.